Elliot from the Bear Pit TV bringing you your preferred 11 video for the game against Bristol City tomorrow night. And we're away from home, but I think we need to still take this seriously. We come off, obviously, the Newcastle result, which wasn't a great one. We didn't play the worst football in the world, but it just didn't come off for us with that late header from Lascelles. I don't know how I feel about zonal marking at the minute, because that was a goal that we conceded from that, but we were praised for it against West Brom. I can't make my mind up whether I like it or not. Do let me know in the comments your thoughts on zonal. We have those three lining up at the front post. I just don't know if it's working or not, allowing people to get a run on you, and that's obviously decided the game in the end. Do let me know your thoughts on zonal below, because I'm quite interested to hear if you want to see us persist with that or not. But going into Bristol City game, I still think we've got to take this quite seriously, although I do want to put in a few youngsters. Obviously, we've got a few injury issues as well. Jeff Cameron probably won't feature. Ryan Shawcross will probably be saved for the weekend, and Kurt Zouma's likely to play because he can't play at the weekend against Chelsea. So I'm going for a strong defence, and then the attack, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So in goal, I'm going to play Lee Grant. I think he deserves a game. Obviously, he's our player of the season last year, and he's being restricted now with Jack's return, as he should, if I'm being honest, because Jack's going to be the next big thing. But Lee Grant goes back in for me in this cup game. I think it's a place where we can play him. On the right, I'm going to go with the young Tom Edwards. I'm wanting to see this guy get a start and see what he can do. Obviously, we didn't sign a right back because Mark Hughes thought this guy had so much potential. So let's see him get a game. Obviously, give Mamadou a rest at right wing back. Glenn Johnson's still not fully fit, so it doesn't look like he should return. So for me, I'm going to go for Tom Edwards at right wing back. I'm going to go for a very solid back three of Kevin Wimmer, Kurt Zouma and Bruno Martins-Indi. An unchanged back three from the weekend. I know that's taking it quite seriously, but I think we've got to and start from the back, lead out from the back with those three. And to be honest, we haven't got many other options. The only other centre-back we've probably got fit at the minute is Harry Souttar, and maybe towards the end of this game we can see him come on. Left back, I'm going to go for Josh Timon. Obviously, he was bright in the last League Cup game that we played, and Eric Peters went on to the right. If Mark Hughes doesn't want to show that faith in Tom Edwards, I could see Eric Peters going on the right again, but I'd like to see Tom Edwards get a game and Timon on the left. He was absolutely brilliant going forward, almost scored, hit the crossbar, and I'd love to see a bit more of this lad that we did sign from Hull. I'd like to see him eventually push Eric for his first team spot, so hopefully he has a good performance tomorrow night if he starts like I want him to. In the middle, I'm going to go for Darren Fletcher. He's been an absolutely brilliant signing for us from West Brom. He's been a captain, a leader, and he's just been different level in the middle of the park. He's been absolutely brilliant so far. Obviously, no one had a great game really at the weekend, but he did captain us, and he's been a rock in the middle of the park. So he's going nowhere. In the other central midfield spot, I'm going to give Joe Allen a rest. I don't think he's had the greatest of games lately. I don't know what it is. That there was a little bit of petulance against Manchester United where he lost the ball and very uncharacteristically didn't immediately track back. He just sort of shrugged his arms and sort of gave up on that ball, and I thought that was really strange for Joe. So I do want to give him a rest and put Charlie Adam in there this game. Obviously, he signed a new one-year deal, so let's give Charlie a little bit of a game and a bit of run-out time. And he seems to do very well in this competition when he plays for us. In the last round, he came in and did a job, and he was spraying passes all over the shop. And hopefully, he can do that again tomorrow night if he plays. On the left wing, it's going to be Ramadan Sobhi. He deserves a start, probably, in my opinion, maybe over Hesse, even in the first team. Hesse's been a little bit quiet. He will take time to adjust. Of course, he will in the Premier League. He scored that goal against Arsenal, but he's been a little quiet since then. So for me, Ramadan Sobhi's doing very well when he comes on. He looks bright. Obviously set up the goal at West Brom. But in this game, I want to play him for the full 90 and let him get some more minutes under his belt. He's a young talent, very promising. He's obviously signed another one who signed a big, long contract as well. So I want to see this lad start developing. And for me, I want him to have another 90 minutes in a Stoke City shirt. On the right, it's going to be Xherdan Shaqiri. I was tempted to throw someone else in here, but I thought that he's been one of our most consistent players this season. He's not been injured, which is a new one. Hopefully, I haven't just cursed him. There's an injury coming around the corner, but he seems a little bit more consistent. I think he's stepping into sort of our talismanic figure now that Arnie's gone. He's by far probably our best player, biggest sort of reputation player up there with probably Hesse and Peter Crouch. So for me, I want to play Shaqiri on the right, and hopefully he can follow on from that goal that he scored at the weekend, which was an absolute belter. Up front, I was caught in two minds. I'm obviously giving Chupo and Hesse a rest, so I'm going to go for Berahino. I'm going to plump for Berahino. I think he needs to get off the mark for Stoke, so I'm going to play him up top. It'll do a world of good if he can get a goal or two, or maybe even three or more in this game against Bristol. And, you know, for me, I just want him to get that. I just want to get off the mark. The longer it's hanging over him, the worse it's going to be. So for me, I'm going to start Berahino. I've got no doubt that Crouch will probably come on at some point because, again, he's someone who wants game time. He's someone who wants to play some more games for Stoke. He probably wants to play in the Premier League, but we've got, you know, a wealth for once of striking options now. So that is my side. I'm going to run through it again. League ranting: goal, Tom Edwards at right back. Wimmer, Zuma and Bruno Martins Indi at the back three, left back of Josh Timon, Fletcher and Adam in midfield, Shaqiri on the right, Sobby on the left and Berahino up top. Let me know your thoughts on that team in the comments below. Do make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you later.